Title: Eye of the Storm by Ukiresh Azubike.
Chapter 13. The Scrolls of Sankoré. The gates of Timbuktu rose before them like the walls of a dream. From afar, the city seemed sculpted from sunlight, its domes and minarets glowing gold beneath the Sahel sky. The air was thick with the scent of parchment, incense, and dust, the breath of knowledge itself. Imezi, Kezie, and Zara paused at the edge of the great marketplace. Around them, the world teemed with color and motion. Camel caravans stacked with manuscripts, griots chanting the lineages of kings, and traders arguing over salt, gold, and silk. "This," Zara whispered, eyes wide, "is what heaven must look like." Kezie smiled faintly. If heaven smells this much like goat hide and ink, then maybe. Imezi, though her eyes were scanning the crowd, every sound, every face. Be careful. Knowledge attracts power, and power attracts danger. The University of Sankoré stood at the heart of the city. A vast complex of sandstone courtyards and cool shadowed chambers, filled with scrolls from across Africa and the known world. Here, knowledge was sacred. Even the poorest child could wander in to listen to the wise. They were received by Ahmad Baba al-Timbuktu, one of the greatest scholars of his age. His beard was white as salt, his eyes sharp as polished obsidian. When they entered his chamber, he looked up slowly from a stack of manuscripts. "So," he said, his voice carrying a calm weight, "the children without age have come at last." Imezi froze. "You know who we are?" He smiled, setting down his quill. "Not know. Remember. The desert remembers everything that walks upon it." Zara's brow furrowed. "You mean there are records of them here?" Ahmad Baba nodded. "Older than kingdoms, older than faith. The ancients wrote of the
Umu Ififemmiri,
children of the storm, who walk the earth when the balance tilts too far toward darkness." Kezie's expression darkened. "Then it's happening again." The scholar's gaze flickered toward the high window where sunlight streamed through. "Yes. The shadows move faster than ever before. Even within these walls, their whispers have begun." That evening, under the lamps of the scholars' quarters, Ahmad Baba led them into the Hall of Hidden Records, a place few ever saw. Scrolls lined the walls, brittle and ancient. Symbols of different civilizations, Egyptian, Nok, Aksumite, Berber, and Igbo Nsibidi, merged into one long narrative of the world's heartbeat. He handed Imezi a scroll bound in faded blue silk. "This one is yours." She unrolled it and gasped. There, drawn in delicate lines, were two figures standing beneath a storm. Their faces were hers and Kezie's, though drawn centuries before their birth. Zara stepped closer, eyes wide. "That's impossible." "No," said Ahmad Baba quietly. "It is destiny." Kezie touched the scroll with trembling fingers. "It says something about Iyi-Ua, doesn't it?" The scholar nodded. "The vessels that anchor your souls to this realm. Lose them, and your cycle ends. Keep them, and the burden continues. Imezi looked up, voice barely a whisper. "Do you know where they are buried?" He smiled sadly. "Only your souls do. And that knowledge will reveal itself when the time is right, or when the price is due."
The next days passed in a strange rhythm. By day, the trio studied, learning the languages of the ancients, the art of calligraphy, the science of stars, and the discipline of both sword and silence. By night, they trained in secret with the warrior scholars, men and women who understood that the pen and the blade were siblings. Zara took to both quickly, her fierce spirit burning like desert fire. She laughed often, argued louder, and kept the solemn immortals grounded. But beneath the laughter, something heavy brewed between Imezi and Kezie. One night, under the dunes beyond the city walls, Kezie broke the silence. "You felt it too, haven't you?" Imezi didn't look up. "The pull." "Yes. Toward the west. Toward the coast." She nodded slowly. "Something sleeps there. Or waits." Kezie turned to her, voice low. "Do you ever wonder if we're really fighting the right side? What if the other ones are not what we think they are?" Imezi's gaze hardened. "They feed on despair. They twist the living into shadows. Don't let them twist you too." "I'm not sure it's that simple," he said. "Maybe light and darkness aren't enemies. Maybe they're halves of the same truth." Her voice was sharp now. "And maybe that's what they want you to believe." The silence between them stretched, painful, uncertain, full of unspoken things. Meanwhile, Zara was deep in study with one of the mystics, a quiet, blind man named Abu Khalid, who saw through dreams rather than eyes. He spoke to her one night in riddles. "You travel with the undying. Their hearts are old, but their hope is young. Beware, girl of dust. They will lose themselves unless you remind them how to bleed." Zara frowned. "Bleed? How do you mean?" "Not all wounds are of flesh," Abu Khalid murmured. "Some are of spirit. And spirit wounds can only be healed by love or by loss." Weeks later, word came that the northern trade routes had fallen to chaos. Armies moved again, claiming to fight for God, gold, or glory. The shadow that had whispered into Gaza now crept into Timbuktu. Ahmad Baba summoned Imezi and Kezie privately. "The scrolls speak of a relic," he said, "a mirror forged before the birth of nations, one that shows not your reflection, but your truth. It lies somewhere beyond the desert's edge, in the ruins of the old ones." Imezi's breath caught. "The mirror of Ua." The scholar nodded gravely. "If it falls into the wrong hands, your kind could be unmade, or enslaved forever." Kezie's eyes darkened. "Then we'll retrieve it. Together," Imezi added. Ahmad Baba looked between them. "Be careful. The sands remember everything, even betrayal." That night, as they prepared to leave, Zara found Imezi sitting beneath a tree, watching the stars. "Another journey?" Zara asked softly. Imezi nodded. "One that might end all others." "Then I'm coming with you." Imezi smiled sadly. "Zara, this path may take from you everything. Your peace, your family, your very life." Zara's eyes glimmered with defiance. "You saved my life once. Maybe this is how I repay you." Imezi reached for her hand. "You don't owe me your life, just your courage." Zara squeezed her fingers. "Then you already have it.